Okay, here's my whole setup. A bandsaw, drill press. This is a table saw. There's a belt sander, drill. And I've got this drill press set up backwards. I twisted the top to face backwards, and the stand is now anchored to this log. A couple of screws anchored it to this stand. I picked this up at the city landscaping dump, just to cut off log. I'm going to show, at the end of the video, I'll show a little bit of this drilling, just to give you an idea. I just drilled a little bit in there. It still needs to be centered a little bit better, so I can, what I do is I loosen the clamps and I move stuff around and get it centered, and then I finish the drilling. Okay, I use this belt sander a lot for all kinds of stuff. All right, so my tools here, a little bucket of water there. Always have some available, because when I'm sanding, especially metal will get hot, just dip it in the water. Same with the cutting. All right, this is everything from my modern toolkit. Okay, Grainne Scale for weighing the arrowheads. Pad for my leg or my lap, glove for left hand, tape measure. This is wood for handles. I get this at the well, this one here I chopped from my yard, but a lot of times I get these from the landscape dump. Ultra high molecular weight plastic. This is black in this case. Metal file. Now this is a rod, aluminum rod. These are all aluminum rods. 3/4 inch. This one under my knee that I use, 3/4 inch rod. This is 1.5 inch for the mallet. I also use it as a hammerstone and just general purpose hammer. This is 1/4 inch aluminum rod, all the same alloy, 6061. This is 3/8 inch rod. I don't use that very much. I use mainly the 1/2 inch and the 1/4 inch. This is 1/2 inch aluminum rod. Same as in the drill press. All right, these are the two tools I made today. The fine tipped pressure flaker for very small flake removals, edge trimming, and the notching tool, flattened like a kind of like a screwdriver. And I've used antler. I've got an antler version of this, and I just notch with the chisel tip there. This is the same wood as this here. So I had a branch of it, I cut it down, made 2 handles. All right, this is a small ball peen hammer with part of the handle cut off at the bottom, so it'll be more compact, easier to use when I need that. Sometimes I spall rocks in the field with this to test them out to see if they're any good. And also, you do use this for spalling, very basic spalling. I prefer this for spalling because it's a lot softer. It produces better flakes. Steel will shatter the stone. All right, so these are the 2 1/2 inch diameter bits that I drilled and inserted the 3/8 inch rods. So I drilled them on the drill press over here. These are 4 inches long, or 10 centimeters. You've seen these pressure flakers in the videos. 1/4 inch aluminum bits. This is 1/4 inch also, in case I didn't mention. These are both a 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch aluminum rod, just sanded down on the belt sander. Let me bring these over. I sand all these bits over here on this belt sander. This one here, I sanded on the flat part to taper it. This is a combination of sanding it on the rounded cylindrical part and also up here on the flat, but mainly here on the rounded area of the sander. Same with this. Just turn it as I'm sanding it. Let's see if I can get it to focus. I'll just spin it as I'm sanding it. Same with the 3/4 inch aluminum rod. I'll sand it, leave it fatter on one end and then the other. I don't know the diameters of these, but yeah, that's why it looks like this. I sand it on here. Okay. Hand pad, glass cutters. This is actually the cutter for glass. There's a little cutting wheel on that. And this is for, the cut goes in the center and you squeeze the glass with this and it snaps the glass along the cut. I've used these in other videos. These pressure flakers, they look like they're screwdrivers, but they're not. You've seen these in the video, the flat one and the very pointed version. They start out like this. It comes in a set of 4 picks, very, very hard steel. I just cut the ends off, or I grind them down on here on the sander until I can snap them off. And I'll either, on the sander over here, I'll taper it down to a very fine point or a screwdriver type flat tip. And they eventually wear down to about this size after a year or two. Pieces of grinding wheel, finger protectors. These are for wood carvers mainly. They use these to protect their fingers when carving wood. I hardly ever use those. Spare or discarded orbital sanding paper. So yeah, you've seen me use a lot of these tools. The only new ones that you probably haven't seen are these two that I said I was going to show you. I made a mistake on this here. I drilled that hole all the way through instead of just stopping 3/4 of the way. So I had to re-drill it. I'll see how this works. These bits might need to be glued in because I put a lot of pressure when I'm notching. This might swivel. Doesn't matter if this one swivels, of course, but this one, I want that chisel tip to be perpendicular. Okay. And I don't want it to move around. This is the plane of the tool is here. I want that chisel tip to be perpendicular to it. All right. All right, here's my setup for drilling the 1/2 inch aluminum rod. I've got it clamped in this vise. I got it lined up with the drill bit, 3/8 inch drill bit to match the 3/8 inch dowel. I started it already a little bit. I added a little bit of oil. Let me add a little bit more. I'm going to drill it down slightly. Okay, I'll stop there before it gets too messy, but you get the idea. It's well centered. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I just drill it down 1 inch at least, probably just a little bit more than 1 inch. What I do is I just mark on the drill bit how deep I want to go. Okay.